Oh, there we go. Election off. Youngo.
Oh, come on.
Warm lights, hockey nights, upper deck cards in our hands so tight.
Pizza time, Chandler.
Pizza and friends, that little magic inside. Pull up a chair, stay for a while. Let's rip some packs and enjoy the ride.
All right, I need something to open my box with. Thanks. Oh, thanks for handing it to me that way.
You're welcome.
Oh, this is crazy. No,
Boy Scout.
I was never a Boy Scout.
Do they have Boy Scouts in Canada?
They did, but I was a Jehovah's Witness, so we weren't allowed to have fun.
Oh, are they called like Moose Troop in Canada or something?
Cubs. I think they're called Cubs. I love Parker.
Rip party.
Rip party. This is our personal rip parties.
No, we're friends.
It puts the lotion on.
I've got a Ducks box.
Quack, quack.
I've never had a Young Guns exclusive.
You don't think Upper Deck will ever get rid of Parker's champions, do you? Mr. Masherah was here. I could ask him. Friggin' Anthony hits a Demidov and a, with Silver Outburst, the what?
Silver Outburst and the Clear Cut.
Oh, Quinn Hudson, though.
Yeah, the triple threat.
They're saying he's better than his brother.
Austin Matthews.
Oh, great, Josh. Thank you.
Is he from Oak?
Yeah. Nice to meet you. Good to see you. Come on in. We're opening cards. Boys, this is President of Upper Deck, Mr. Masherah.
Did you buy any boxes at the expo or?
Well, I came bearing gifts.
Ooh.
All of your favorite products,
Okay.
Oh.
except
Parker's champions.
I had a kid mug me in the alley, took all the EX 2000.
Come on.
Amazing.
I'm going home.
Amazing.
Shots fired. Hey, you want a Diet Coke or anything?
Yeah, I'll take a Diet Coke.
Hey, I just hit my first Young Guns exclusives ever.
Josh doesn't have good luck with getting the cards he wants.
He does.
Yeah.
I don't either, and typically there's always one player that kind of follows me through everything I open. I don't know if you
Okay.
guys have
Yeah,
that.
Who's your guy?
You know, recently I haven't had a chance to keep up with opening all the product, so I don't have that guy right now.
Okay. Okay.
So, you know, I go through ebbs and flows depending on how busy I am. I typically try to open everything just to
Yeah.
kind of see what the products are, but I haven't been.
We'll change that tonight.
So I opened Parker's Champions. It is not many people's favorite cards, but it's by far my favorite because
I like
it's
Parker's
Oh yeah, it's fantastic, right? And this is the special pack.
And it's going to be better next year.
The thing about Parker's Champions that we've always appreciated is that it's on card and game used patches. Like you can't, a Mario Lemieux game used patch card you won't find in a less expensive box.
Well, look, we just had this conversation internally. I think one of the issues in this industry is that sometimes it takes years for people to figure out what the good content is or what the best sets are. You know, we were talking about this internally, like precious metal gems were not a big deal until like 20 years till after they came out.
Yeah.
It had to brew.
It had to brew. And it's interesting, 2012, 13, Fleer Retro, Grant and I used to sit around the office going, what is going on? Like nobody appreciates these, undervalued. And I told Grant the other day, I said, we made a huge mistake. We should have been buying all the PMGs and all the rare inserts. We talked
He's
about
getting a
it
box
all the
tomorrow,
time.
an open box.
Do you know how much I'm getting it for? And I'm getting a great deal, $2,000, and I'm buying it because I want it.
It's a fun product to rip.
He's got 2 boxes, and I'm going to I'll give you 3 for 2 boxes. He's not going to do it, but you know, it's probably the greatest set ever. I mean, what's better? I can't think of anything.
Well, you could say like the 05 Cup or something like that, maybe.
The one issue with 12-13 is that was the lockout year.
So it's all veteran content.
It's all veteran content. So you have a handful of rookies. It's just Kreider,
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
So that's the only downside to that.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say it's the best because there's no
That's
rookies.
a very
Will you guys ever put 6 autos in a box?
Part of the reason that was done is because you didn't have rookies.
Yeah.
You had to make up the content.
Well, we're 90s kids, and all those players are what we like Patrick Waugh, PMG. Come on. Everyone here is, we're the similar age. I'm
Yeah.
44. We're all same generation. Walks at our baby Chandler there. Oh, that's one of Louis' favorites.
You picked that up today?
Last fall.
Last fall, and you're carrying it around with you. Is this your wallet card? Do you keep this in your wallet?
Maybe.
I think you guys you have a lot of good designers, of course, but getting Jean back on board and her just history in the hobby and the fact that she's created, I don't know, do you look at these, like some people say cards are art pieces, like the modern sort of where, we're not collecting like impressionist paintings so much anymore, but I look at this like, this feels like you could say this is an art piece to me.
Yeah, so it's interesting because I hear that conversation a lot. For me, I identify with the designs and the cards and the players. Like this would be my art, but I have no appreciation for regular art.
Yeah.
Right. Like there are certain designs. So it's funny. You guys joke about EX 2000 all the time. The 96, 97 EX 2000 basketball. I bought a ton of them when they came out. Box upon box upon box. One of my favorites.
Do you still have a bunch of them?
Oh yeah.
No way.
So like the Kobe's and that are made.
Yeah.
We've done good.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, well, look, that's one of the interesting parts about working at Upper Deck. So, I've been in the industry forever, but as an Upper Deck employee, I can't sell anything Upper Deck or Fleer.
Not a
brand.
single?
You can sell the employee exclusive TMGs.
That, but even the stuff I owned before I came to work at Upper Deck, I can't sell. Like I can't sell any of that stuff. So it just
Could you
even
trade
if you
it
disclosed it? You're like, hello, I'm Mr. Masherah.
matter.
We fixed the roof.
It's a
I'm
conflict.
selling a Kobe.
It's a conflict.
Could you trade it for a Robert Thomas baseball?
I don't know about that team this year. What's your
If the Silver Outburst, then you trade.
So what's your favorite set now, like that you open? Do you have a preference?
It's like picking your kids, we know.
Yeah.
But you kind of do have a favorite.
Varies from year to year because, the team switches things up, and the brands from year to year. Honestly, I would say right now, my favorite is probably Flagship. I think Billy's done a really nice job switching it up from year to year. I like the new
I
configuration.
could feel his head getting bigger.
Yeah. He's not here, is he?
We don't need to make it any bigger than it already is. You guys,
I heard what you said about me.
and it's your guys' fault.
Yeah.
Because you talk about him on every show.
We love I love Billy. I love Billy.
Can I interrupt? I have a
really
major
do.
announcement.
What?
I like the design this year.
This is fun.
And before you got here, we opened a couple packs.
What do you got?
Put it in a top order from Google Mine. What I love about the Outburst is that it goes all the way to the bottom. And sometimes the littlest things make the biggest difference. Where like in the past, you would have sort of the footer of the card and it would end there. I think that these will stand the test of time.
They're beautiful. The team did a great job with it.
They're incredible.
This
Incredible.
is the biggest home run you guys have hit in, I don't know
all the way.
how long you'd quantify it, but it's a grand slam.
And I tell you, when this new configuration came up, I probably got a little emotional because of that. Because you're trying to protect the equity of the high gloss and the exclusives, but you do want to change things up.
Shook it up a bit. You
Yeah.
agitated it.
And I tell you, I don't know if you guys have heard the story or not, but the big debate of all of it was the 101. I was adamantly against it.
No. Okay. What are your reasons?
I am a proponent of you get too many. Number one, you get too many 101s.
Thank you.
Number two, 101s to a lot of people don't feel achievable. Especially with Flagship, it's very set collector. Like you could do a set of high gloss.
But you
could.
can't
It's
do
possible.
you can't do like the old traditional master set anymore anyways with
No, you can't. But you do have a lot of people who will collect a set of something that's numbered to 10. When you get to number to 1, there's no chance of that. It was interesting because it was a heavy debate, and I ended up on an island by myself.
I could have never imagined that people would go this nuts. And the big part of it is it's obviously a concept that worked, but the design is so in that gold, whatever you call it, foiling or
Well, and it's interesting too because as you guys have talked to the product guys, it's always interesting. It's nice for them to have a concept and then actually see it work because they have a lot of concepts
that don't.
right? Like the one that I always tease Billy about is the chemical compositions, or like what I like to call the burn victim cards.
Yeah, Chernobyl. we call that Chernobyl in house.
But I've told Billy this publicly and privately
Yeah, those
that
are-
you have to be willing to
Yeah, it's beautiful.
take those risks, knowing that some are going to flop, but you don't get the big wins without the big flops either.
Yeah.
That's just part of the process.
If you try 10 things and
That's
2
awesome.
are home runs and 8 are failures, isn't that an overall success?
Well, and look, my attitude has always been, I'm willing to try anything once, and if you screw it up or something doesn't work, then you move on. For me, like the brand, growing up with the brand like you guys, the brand was known for trying new things.
I think a lot of people, and not just our hobby, but just sort of in the times we're in, is that when companies get large and successful, that they, when people are frustrated, they want an enemy. They want somebody to point the finger at, and it's easy, the big bad kind of corporation, right? But I would think that to some degree, as Upper Deck, it's you and probably you in your role, you have to balance. You're a company that is a business, and businesses exist to be profitable and to make money so that you can provide a return unto your stakeholders, provide stability to your employees. But then you also have to balance that with looking for the long-term picture of the hobby. So, like, how much do you think about that, or how much does that enter into the equation of what you guys do?
So it's a great question. I think the beauty of working for Upper Deck, and it's been like this since the day I started, is that we're a family-owned company. And the mantra has always been, you do the right thing for the collector and the shops and your partners, your licensors, your spokespeople. There has been a mountain of times where we put out a product and we absolutely got destroyed from a P&L standpoint. But we had to make changes to try to make it as right as we possibly could. We need to make money as a company, but I'll tell you, the mantra from the day I've started for is the collector is always the first thought from a corporate standpoint. It really is. It's we're family owned. We're not publicly traded.
Yeah.
There's no quarterly results that we have to.
When you don't have shareholders that are pushing you to,
We don't have a bunch of shareholders.
or an investment banking firm that wants to grow you over 3 years and flip you, so it's pressuring you to cut staff.
Right. There's no IPO on the horizon. Because of that, you do see people take things very personally because we are emotionally invested. I mean, we're the only company that has a co-op program for our brick and mortar stores, where we give them money to renovate their stores, to upgrade their websites, to open up new stores. Like we have a $25,000 matching funds that goes to anybody that's opening a new store. And we started that in 2017. So way pre-COVID.
Okay.
We were helping people open stores, right? That program doesn't exist at our competitors.
Yeah.
That's only an Upper Deck thing. So it is different. Now, look, at the end of the day, still need to make money, but it isn't the number one thing we talk about for sure, right? It is definitely trying to make the best product, create the best experience, create the best content you can. I think you'd be surprised. This is one of the reasons I've stayed this entire time at the company. I'm in year 20 now.
But and I don't mean to say too, it's like, making money is not bad, because you have a lot of people that work there. They depend on Upper Deck for their livelihoods. Part of the job of being a leader and an executive as a company is not only returning a good ROI to your bosses, but also providing that stability for your employees to make sure that with the ups and downs of the economy and the hobby, that Upper Deck is gonna be around. Just like us as a show, like we are a business that makes money. Right. And that's not, I feel like that's not.
When did that become a bad thing? Like, I work really hard. I should be. People that work
really hard.
People that you work for the government. I'm self-employed. Yes, I do work really hard. Louis, I lost my train of thought. People that work harder deserve more. I don't know where that became a bad thing along the way, right?
Well, look, I think you have multiple things going on. So the blessing and the curse of this industry is that we're in an industry where people are extremely passionate. And people get very emotional. And talk crap about presidents of companies, right?
Right.
But at the same time, when I tell people, when we get people that get really upset or send us threatening messages or whatever, the flip side is it's an asset. Like, people are that passionate about the product then they wouldn't complain. Nobody would complain. Now, it's hard sometimes to hear some of that. And unfortunately, what that collides with is this keyboard warrior society we have now, where if people had to say it to your face, they'd never say it, right? But they'll put it on a Facebook post, they'll put it on Twitter, they'll put it on whatever, because there's no accountability for into the universe. So I think when you put those two things together, that's what you get.
Well, and I think too, like when people hear me say, well, it's okay for a company to make money, what they would say is, well, you know, they like, well, you can't be greedy, you can't be this, that, or the other. And what I think people often forget is that we actually have the power as the consumer. We vote with our wallets.
Bingo.
Right? Ultimately, if the hobby as a whole feels like Upper Deck's interests are no longer, your actions are no longer in the best interest of the hobby, then we'll stop buying you. That's what happens in any walk of life, and then that's what holds you accountable ultimately, right? And so I think that's what balances it out.
100%. So along that lines, let's we need to stop some of the revisionist history that you guys have been talking about as far as 23-24 UD Series 2.
Can we show you? Want to show off the camera?
So okay.
So let me remind you guys of the environment as it was at the time, because I think you guys have a selective memory.
Okay.
Fair.
What was going on? So if you go all the way back, okay. So first of all, there's this tendency in our industry, because of some of the things our competitors have said, to beat up on distributors. And I will tell you, a lot of the stuff you guys say about distributors is 100% wrong.
Okay.
So if we go all the way back to UD Series 2, what you guys fail to remember is the early environment on the pre-sales of those boxes, okay? It wasn't the distributors that set the price, it was the shops. And if you remember, when the boxes were posted and pre-selling at $350 up to $400, there were some dealers that were running out. And there was actually one that canceled orders.
Yeah.
At $350?
Yes.
That was bad.
Yes.
What?
All the shops priced it, because I can tell you, it was never intended to be that price. You guys know what the price of flagship's supposed to be. The shops priced it, and they were selling out at that price.
At $350?
Yes.
That I don't have any memory of that.
The pre-sales were all running out, and what you were seeing is actually the dealers were taking them down because they were selling them so fast at that time.
Were you concerned at the time, though, about where the price was going, or are you just more like a free market guy? It's just like, we'll just let it.
Well, look, it's a combination of both, right? Like, flagship is never meant to be a product that goes to
$400.
Yeah, $1,000, whatever it was. It's never intended to be there. But on the flip side, Josh, the reality is I never thought it would stay there, because we have the retail blasters, we have the tins, we have all these other SKUs that are very accessible.
What happened to those? Like I saw Series 2 in retail. I'm in Minnesota, and Target always there has hockey. They were there for 1 week and never again. Were secondary market people coming in and swooping those up? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there were people, it's like the Pokemon stuff that's going on now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
People were going in and taking the whole shelf or whatever, yeah. But I assumed when that came out that the price of hobby would follow, because now you have more
supply.
UD2. Yeah, you have more supply, and that's typically what happens.
Yeah.
Once all the retail comes out, now you have a selection of different SKUs to buy based on what you want, but they all have young guns at relatively similar price points.
Yeah.
We always say Upper Deck sells out in the 1 day. Is that a fair statement? Can we keep saying that?
I would say, generally speaking.
Okay.
I mean, there are some products that maybe don't sell out.
Okay.
Or we've had issues where, like during the tariff stuff, some people canceled orders.
Okay.
So we end up with some surplus stock.
So if I'm Grosvenor or Universal and Upper Deck, okay, we're open for business, we have flagship. Was your price normal, and the shops and the distributors of Series 2? Because that's where, like, is that it?
So what happens?
I'm not trying to be.
So it is to Josh's point about free market.
Okay.
So generally, what happens is we sell it to the distributors.
Correct.
Fixed priced up front. They sell it to the shops. Okay. Now they typically have a little extra, but again, you're a distributor. You have to be careful. You don't want to end up with a product that ends up being worth less than what you paid for it. So they don't generally keep a ton. and they sell it to the shops at normal retail. Then what happens is you see a run like you saw on UD2 was the end consumer paying $350, $400 a box. Well, the shops start bumping up their price because they don't know if they're going to be able to get it again.
Right. Okay.
And then what you see is you see a lot of secondary market activity after that. So shops are basically offering the distributors whatever it takes to get it because now,
But not anymore.
well,
Yeah.
That's
I can't
different-
explain
Yeah. Okay.
where we're at now, right? But typically what happens is they go, okay, well, my customer is now willing to pay $400. The shops are now calling back to the distributors. The distributors are going, well, I don't have a lot left. They're going to charge a little
Yeah,
more
business is
too,
business, right?
right?
Yeah.
So it just becomes all fed. But honestly, it comes from whatever the end consumer is willing to pre-order or pay for, and then it affects the entire chain.
If we go full circle though to Upper Deck's core values of the customer first, why did you folks not set an MSRP with the distributors on Series 2?
We don't set any
No, you don't? Okay.
retail price
Not
for
Apple.
any product.
Yeah, okay.
Not for any product. We don't set
Okay.
an SRP.
Yeah, I get really
Okay.
conflicted on that one because, like, if I put myself in your shoes, which I have a very narrow vantage point, I don't understand the big picture, and I totally get that. It's like I would, on one hand, I would want to be able to control maybe the top end of the price, but then I can immediately see the pitfalls of that. It's like if I limit how much people can sell a product for, but then there's certain products like EX2000 that don't work out. It's like that's not inherently fair, right? Where I'm saying, well, I'm going to limit how much profit you can make on one product, but then you have to accept the losses on the other products. Or if you cap the Series 2 box, and then on eBay it's going for $400, and then now you have your card shop saying, well, you're capping me at $250, and people are somehow selling this on eBay for $400,
And they've got the overhead running the shop.
Yeah, so it's like it's a really tough. I don't know how you'd solve that.
The thing is a lot of people came in during COVID, or they came back during COVID, right?
Yeah, lots and lots.
And the perception is that products always go up, Josh.
Yeah.
And as you've noted with certain products, we've seen with us being late for on quite a few products, by the time they came out, they didn't go up, they went down. And that's actually more typical of a normal environment is you have some products that go up, some products that go down, and the shops, they win on some, they lose on some. And you need the wins to balance out the losses. You have to have it. Because the reality is, look, I have a really talented product development group, but sometimes the products aren't good. And sometimes the products are really good. But again,
Well, there's so many things that have to happen. Like EX2000, you have to defending my love here. First of all, you have to understand the story of it, and maybe you probably could have told the story of why there's 2 cards per pack, so on and so forth. But then there was a die cutting issue, and that creates delays, that creates card issues.
well,
And
I agree with that, but I think what got missed in that whole thing, because not a lot of people on the team actually opened up EX 2096.
Yeah,
And I had to refresh their mery. It wasn't fun to open back then. For some reason, the foil on that was extra tough
yeah, okay.
on that one. But I opened a lot of, I got a Gabe Perot Young Gun. Look, I love that brand
Yeah.
more than most people, but I opened a lot of it back in 1996. And it wasn't super exciting to open back then.
What else do we do on the show that is incorrect?
Airing of grievances.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, there was a soundbite that came out.
Oh, I hope it wasn't.
There was a soundbite that came out
It's probably you.
that,
Probably me.
that the retail shops were absorbing all the tariffs.
Oh, that wouldn't be me. I don't know.
It was one of your guests.
Oh, okay. Well, we
oh,
can't control our gas. I don't know.
And that was 100% incorrect. And in fact, again, this is where, again, because of what some of our competition has said about distributors, I think you guys would be shocked at how much the distributors absorb tariffs during that whole thing. Ton of tariffs. And we ate some too, but we didn't publicize it. We didn't tell people.
Well, I'm an out of the box.
we love those guys.
They're my LCS, Dan and Jimmy, and they are saints to their customers. They eat everything, what they can do. They run their shop so perfect, and they're fantastic. And I believe they ate a lot of that cost as well.
Everybody's shared. There's a perception that has been propagated that the retail shops absorbed all the tariffs on every product.
Not true.
That's not true.
So
Distributors absorbed a lot.
Yeah, what you got? It's a clear cut.
No, it's not a clear cut.
Well, it's a PETG card.
Oh, it's a young as acetate.
Oh! Who? Evanson?
I don't know. It's nobody good, but
Albert Johansson. That
I've
is
never
one
had a
of
Young
the
Guns
great-
acetate.
Do you know, I have
My favorite card.
15
My
Brady
favorite card.
Kachuk. I have 15 Brady Kachuk Young Gun acetates. Because there's only how many again? How many acetates are there again? I forget. It's 20 or 25?
Well, they're whatever to their number two.
Ah. Pretty big sucky baby who never gets a good card.
I know. I gotta stop. I gotta.
That's an
so-
awesome photo. That canvas.
Yeah.
So speaking of photos, do you ever hear me get upset at the photos? Where I say
you get upset a lot about a lot.
no, but I don't. But I'm not actually upset. When they have a player sometimes and he's making this face.
I think you'd be surprised how many of the available photos actually have.
So how
that.
come?
A lot of the photos, we have to hire photographers to take a lot of the photos.
We've had
and
some on the show.
The photos, when you take photography for trading cards, it's different than taking photos for a newspaper or an online. You
How
have to
come?
have, it's just the angle, the closeness, the cropping of the photo, the position that you want them on for the card. And there are some games because we don't have a photographer at a game and we need to use photos, and the photos
you buy
weren't
them?
suited for putting on trading cards. I don't remember who the player was, but there was one from the COVID where the rookie only skated for like one period, and we had one photo, and we used
God.
it like 20 times, and it was the only available photo. I
So
don't
you
remember who
can't
it
give
was.
direction and say you got to go to this game and give me at least 10. Like, do you have anyone in charge of that?
No. They do. Like they'll.
We do, but we can't. They're not at every single game throughout the season.
Like
if you
logistics
think,
issue,
if you
yeah.
think about the pure number of games,
It's a lot.
right? It's 82 games
Yeah.
times.
I've done some
16.
freelance in the past. I'm just saying.
Phil
Yeah.
has offered to be of service to Upper Deck. Possible.
He knows. I know. He knows. Those floors look dirty. Let me clean them. Where do I punch in? But Upper Deck is it's a
good to
love-hate
learn.
thing, right? Well, it's like 90% love, 10% I get upset and I go off for 4 minutes, but then it goes back to love.
Oh, I mean, look, generally, I think you guys do a pretty good job, but
Well, we want to do a great job. So throw us some pointers.
Hey, I want to know the same thing about Series 2. And because I usually never miss out on O-Pee-Chee paper from the same year.
Oh yeah.
How is that? So I still haven't bought a box because it's still insane.
expensive.
well, what's insane? How much is it right now?
300.
I think it's because it was the first Bedard
Actual-
rookie card. Because it was still, the market was still super hot. It was the first rookie card. And the reality is they're not super short printed. Like you can pull them, and I think people were selling a lot of base paper Bedards in that product. I think that's all it was.
And
it
when-
wasn't, if you think about it, like, and we were still catching up at that point. So it was a while before there was a number of 23, 24 products to pick from. So I think that thing just got hammered.
So a lot's been made about your LinkedIn post. How did that come about? Were you just pontificating and you just felt moved?
Josh
to-
tries to show everyone he's really smart.
Well, you didn't know. You don't even know what that means.
You just had something to get off your chest, or was there something more strategic about that, or how did that come about?
I think really what it came down to is I started looking around at all the different speculative markets.
Yeah.
The price of gold is out of control. The stock market is nuts. And the reality is like you see these single cards that are selling and you see some of the wax and you're going, none of this really makes sense, except for the fact that when you start hearing some of these statistics that, in the US, 10% of households are responsible for 50% of consumer spending right now. And
Oh my
10%
God.
of the households are
That's crazy.
It is. All of this wealth that is now being passed down to generations. And there's a lot of money flowing out there and they're speculating on everything. I mean, this prediction market thing is crazy. It's basically you're just picking a winner on anything and everything. So like you could go on and pick a winner of the mayor race in New York. You're basically betting essentially, but it's called a future predictive market.
They're calling it a future. I'm going long on that.
Yeah, you're going long.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Donnie winning the mayor race in New York. And the predictive markets is you can predict anything. When is Taylor Swift's new album going to drop?
And it's great. My entire childhood, we had like police officers and addiction counselors come in. Sports betting is bad. Sports betting, then overnight and the snap of fingers. It's all they're sponsored on the helmets now.
So there's a lot of stuff that, and it's not just trading cards, that you look at it and it just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Like what is going on here?
Yeah.
And basically, I just wanted to point out, like, hey, like speculative markets are going crazy across the way. And look, if you're a speculator, you just have to understand, or if you're being affected by speculators, you have to understand that typically at some point speculators stop speculating and they move to the next thing.
Sure.
And the damage they leave behind is massive. Again, people have short memory, selective memories. If you go back to the 90s, so everybody keeps talking about investing in this market and investments. And they're saying, well, it's different now because it's investments. Well, they weren't around for the 90s. Because the 90s, it was the same thing. People were buying 100 count, 500 count, 1,000 card lots of Todd Van Poppel rookies and Kevin Moss rookies. Because they were investments. And people were putting cases of, 91, 92 Upper Deck hockey in their garage because that was going to pay for their kids' college fund, right? And people were speculating then. And what happened? The speculators moved out.
Yeah.
And they left a lot of destruction behind. And a lot of those people stopped collecting for 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
Because they lost so much money. Because they got caught up in the frenzy.
Is there too much focus on money in the bike collectors, you think, in the hobby?
I think there is, but you can't take it out of it because it's just part of what we do as an industry. I mean, we all take our extra cards that we don't want, we sell them, and we use that money to fund the cards. So it will always be a part of it. But right now, especially if you see some of the marketing messages that are coming out from different entities in the industry, it's 100% all the marketing is about the value of the cards. Not about collecting a set, not about collecting your favorite player. It's about, hey, you have a chance to get $1 million card. You have a chance of pulling this card. This card sold for $12,000.
It's a lottery fantasy.
We're going against that grain though. Like our show, if you
Well, kind of.
Well, of course we are. What? I'm a set collector. I talk about my sets all the time. Louis collects
But we also
sets.
talk about the big sales, and so
I feel we're good at hitting everything that encompasses
But you're
it.
reporting the news. You're not using it as a marketing message. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
That's what I meant.
Like,
Stop. Be nice.
At the end of the day, when you guys do your top 5 sales of the week,
Oh, he does watch.
you have no idea.
Okay.
There's a difference between pointing out the top 5 sales of the week or saying, buy this product because you can hit $1 million card. There's a very stark difference.
You're presenting a fact. Take it
when
where
you see
you will.
someone, and this has nothing to do with any of the players, but when you see someone buy the hot new Young Guns, High Gloss comes out and someone spends $10,000 on that card and the player has played 14 games in their career.
Yeah, what are you
Does a
thinking?
part of
Like,
you
what are
go
you?
like,
Yeah.
oh boy.
I have mixed feelings, right? So part of me thinks, hey, if they have the disposable income to do that, God bless them. What I worry about is they don't. And they're sucked into the FOMO and this constant barrage of, invest in this, it will always go up.
Yes.
Like there's this, I get scared that people aren't aware of the risk.
It seems like that Upper Deck has been a little more hesitant on the breaking side.
No, that's not true.
Than maybe other. Okay.
See, that's another misperception.
Okay.
So,
But can I be honest with you? Like breakers, I heard from one of the biggest hearers today that Upper Deck doesn't like breakers.
that's not true. Actually, I would say we were the first ones probably to embrace it.
Okay.
So one of the originators, so people kind of forget their history again, is Clout and Chara here in Toronto. And they were one of the original breakers. We supported them pretty heavily in the I mean, that was 2012. 2013. The perception of us not liking breakers is because we will not sell to breakers that do not have brick and mortar stores. And that's the perception that's created.
Can I ask you why?
Because every big scam with a breaker is somebody that doesn't own a brick and mortar store.
Is that like they have more to lose? That's the idea there? Like,
Well, they have an investment.
Yeah.
And they have some place you can go. If Phil gets scammed on a break by out of the box, he's going to be in their shop. These other breakers, I mean, we've seen these stories where they pack up and disappear. right? They shut down their socials, they shut down, and you have no recourse.
What if you did it individual by individual? Like we know a breaker in the States for about 4 years now. He would be your biggest seller in the States almost. What if what if there was a program for them to prove themselves? In the future, would you consider it or?
Look, there's a lot of reasons we have the program we have. We are 100% invested in the brick and mortar store.
Yeah.
If the brick and mortar store, what we've seen is in some of those cases with breakers is they'll partner up with a brick and mortar store who's not interested in breaking.
Oh, okay.
Right.
But,
and
yeah.
they're basically putting their credential
Who the hell's Parker?
on
Okay.
the line.
I like that. Why
saying,
not?
hey, I'm vouching for
Okay.
this guy.
Yeah.
And then again, the customer has recourse. Upper Deck has recourse.
And you'd be okay with that, right? Like
We see it all the time. It happens
Okay,
all the time.
okay. So there's full disclosure. I've never bought anything on EPAC, but I window shop and I message and I pay and then they transfer to me and then I go to ComC, then it goes to Dave's house and then it comes to mine. So that's how it's been working lately. But I'm telling you, as someone who spends about 25% of his income on hockey cards, will there ever be a day that EPAC has a bit more aggressive pricing? And I know the reason, because of what you just said, you're loyal and faithful to your brick and mortar shops and you don't want to undercut them. Will there ever be a possibility, is it ever talked about that there will be an opportunity on EPAC to buy something a bit cheaper? Like I'm broke, like not that that's what you want, but sometimes I want to stay in my pajamas and not go see Dan and Jimmy at the shop. And I'd love to buy a box online. But I never will because it's always way, it is the price.
It's always going to be more. There's a perception with EPAC that we save a ton of money by putting stuff on EPAC, and the reality is it's not true.
Okay.
It's actually costlier for us to put stuff on EPAC because we have to scan the cards.
Yeah.
We have to warehouse the cards.
That's labor people are doing.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
And there's a lot.
Have you ever seen how many cards, like if you go into EPAC, isn't there like 114?
They don't even
million
load.
or
Well, that's my next.
There
yeah.
are more individual items on EPAC than eBay and Amazon combined.
Bullshit. No way. Really?
Yeah, which is at the warehouse that, that their partner ComC, right? And so that's,
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
It's
That's
mind-bending.
crazy.
It's
That
mind-bending.
broke me.
have you ever gone there and seen that?
That broke my brain a bit.
That's got to be pretty wild to take in.
Yes.
And they'd have to have some crazy system because, like, if you buy like a random Shane Pinto Young Guns, and there's literally a warehouse of 100.
If you ever need any Pinto buybacks, I'm a guy. Just saying.
Just to be able to go and I find them, but pick and pack and all that stuff is crazy.
Will there be a revamp on the website ever? Because when you get a big block, it's the load. It goes and goes, and then
EPAC?
yeah. So is there? Like, do you have to redo the whole website if you redo the whole website, right? Like,
I would say so. So one of the flip sides, and
Yeah.
look, you guys understand websites, is think about there are so many individual items on that system. Honestly, it's actually pretty fast for the amount of data that it has to pull.
right.
I would say once to twice a year, we have to do basically a speed upgrade
Maintenance.
on the site. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's never getting less. That's the problem, is because a lot of people keep their collections on the site.
Yeah.
More and more inventory.
And then people
more inventory
bailed,
all the
right?
time, yeah.
Speculators have bailed, and the cards are just sitting there for years and years. So so accepting that is going to keep happening is not a solution, right? Like, what if in 5 years it's just like 3 times as slower, which would still be fast
No,
for how many cards there are.
I think you'd be surprised. We go through speed refreshes on a regular basis. It's upgraded on a regular
Okay.
basis. If you guys saw the server farm that backs that thing up, it is crazy.
Okay.
Big electrical bill.
Massive.
Yeah, I guess so.
Massive. Yeah.
Are you proud of the EPAC community? How strong it is? Like, they are the tight in all of the hobby. They are the tightest group that I penetrated them a little bit. I cracked their armor, but
They didn't let you.
they didn't let me sit down. They let
I
me
think
wander.
there are some wonderful moderators that moderate the groups. When you talk about proud of EPAC, the proudest thing I am with EPAC is that we're able to get hobby product to basically any collector on earth.
Yeah.
I always tell the story. I went to grad school in Bloomington, Indiana. There wasn't a hobby shop. The closest hobby shop was 90 minutes away.
Oh, what did you do?
And the reality,
you opened a store, didn't you?
No, that was in high school.
Oh.
I unfortunately had to pacify my needs by going and buying retail packs at Target.
Oh boy.
And look, as a hobby guy, like retail packs didn't make it for me.
Yeah.
Like it couldn't do it. And I didn't like
It's not scratching the itch.
I didn't like ordering online and waiting for 3 days for it to get delivered. Like when I want to order
I want my packs now, yeah.
I want a pack now. And that was the thought process behind this is like, look, there's all these collectors all over the planet that don't have access to a hobby shop.
Like Europeans, maybe, or
There's a lot of expats guys on military bases.
So I understand in talking to a few different people about the allocation of what, like it's a percentage thing. So say take the Outburst 101. Say roughly 70% of the boxes are physical copies, 30% are EPAC, so you split it up that evenly.
Yep.
So there's one specific person who sits down and looks at all of those options and says, okay, I'm going to decide which ones are allocated towards EPAC and which ones are allocated towards physical boxes.
Sometimes it's just random. There's 100 of these. Just take the first 30 and peel them here, and the other 70. They mix them up, and somebody go here, 30 goes here.
Is it if it's like a, say, quote unquote, a more important card like the Gold Outburst 101s, like the Young Guns?
I think you're gonna have to talk to Billy about that. He's the one that seems to like to talk about that stuff.
Billy likes to talk more than anyone I know.
how much
yeah.
trouble did Billy get in?
But like on a very like
Oh my god, that was amazing.
important card, is there someone who makes the decisions for those or those?
It's the same person that determines how many Young Gun acetates we make every year.
That is a low blow. I'm convinced there's 25. I've done my research. I found 22 Brady Kachucks. He obviously didn't print 22. That would make sense. Unless you did that to trick us. Throw me off the trail. No, we'll find out. We'll find out.
Okay, so you guys like 2 days ago just did a preview of the cup, which I
Oh my
assume,
God.
you know, it's like Fight Club. You can't
Correct. We don't talk about the cup.
talk about the cup. But now, since you did a preview, you can talk about the cup. And one of the cards that was in the preview is the exquisite black exquisite Gretzky 101 that has the big oil drop in there. And my question on that is, you can put a different jersey, you know, probably for a game on a player today. There can't be a lot of oil drop game used patches in Gretzky, Oilers jerseys at this point.
Well, honestly, that's news to me because I didn't realize we had an Oilers.
What I like about these is obviously we talk about one-on-ones and how they're largely aspirational. Only one person can have it, but I think that they're such great attention grabbers in a positive way. Like beyond the value of this card, if you love and appreciate hockey cards,
That's art,
this
right?
is art.
We were saying this is art for dudes, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
Well, look, I will say, I think one of the issues here is that for me, when I came into the company and the industry at the time, there were a lot of people touting things, making promises, and they weren't delivering on it. So when I was put in charge of the company, my attitude was, we need to stop talking. We need to just start doing things, right? I grew up in the Midwest, a little more modest, I would say. I would say to a detriment, we've been not as boastful about some of the products and some of the cards that the team makes. Because the team has made incredible cards. We just haven't done a good
gotta
job
tell
about
the stories
about bragging about them, right? And look, I take a lot of responsibility for that because it's just not my style.
Sure.
But the reality is that we are in a social media environment where people want to see cool stuff and they want to share it and they want to chase it and they want to brag about it. And it is a little different than the culture that I've built at Upper Deck. And I think we have to adjust, and we are adjusting to kind of the new times. But it is. I mean, look, I have a lot of kind of mantras that we live by. One is excellence without arrogance.
Yeah.
Right. And again, that's not this environment we live in now. I think it's more arrogance.
but it's not arrogance.
I don't think it's arrogant.
It's been more of an attitude of let the customers boast
customers
and not the So there's a great quote that I've been staring at in my office for the last few weeks, and it's a quote by Walter Payton. When you're good, you have to tell everybody, but when you're great, they'll tell you.
Oh, that's pretty
great.
awesome. That's badass.
Right. And that's a lot of the mantra we've had. And again, I think maybe it's outdated, right, at this point in the environment.
Again, I want to push back on that though, because I look at that Gretzky and I think that that's an opportunity as a storyteller. Like that's my passion in life, right? Is that's an opportunity to tell the history of the game through a story, through this art piece, right? That is unique, that is iconic. And it's not about bragging about Upper Deck. It's about, like we always talk about, like in our strategy is let the card be the stars, right? It's not about us, it's about the cards. And that will always win. That's what we feel anyways. And so I don't see it as boastful or arrogant or bragging. I'm sure that card was a lot more expensive to produce than this base card.
Right.
And education is such a big part of this hobby. And so I think it's about educating the hobbyist as to what this is.
Yeah, telling the story goes with the card, and people listen. They will listen. We need that sense of community back, and it's a campfire stuff. It's cheesy, but it's awesome. We love it. It works.
It also brings other people into the hobby that are not just hockey collectors when there's big cards.
And we're big kids with adult money now. All that cheese, all the cheesy stuff, it applies. Like when we all met, we've all been best friends for 5 years now, and the cards brought us together. Like it's a Disney story. It's Hallmark. They can buy it. I think it's very important to maintain that there are still collectors. I call them hybrid collectors now. So I collect cards and I sell cards to fund the cards I want. To me, that's a hybrid collector. You're smart, you're savvy. It's great to teach kids. Watch your dollars and cents, right? It teaches them economics, simple economics. It's not arrogance if you're like, you could do a whole commercial and then just at the very end go, psh, Upper Deck. That's it. Psh, Upper Deck. And it can just be the most beautiful hockey story of kids playing on a pond and then they turn into Wayne Gretzky. Psh, It'd work.
Is that the subliminal messages in there?
Yeah, it's such a life brand. Like every time I come to the show, I'm like, oh, I'm going to a hockey card show. They're like, why? What are you doing? I'm like, Upper Deck? They're like, yeah. Why do women know what Upper Deck is? Because the boys, their husbands, were all opening cards at some point. Everybody knows the company. That logo is amazing.
Well, it's nostalgic. It brings you back
Nostalgic, thank
to your. It's like I've said on our show. I see a Sergei Fedorov Young Guns, and I see myself in Hibbing, Minnesota, as a 12-year-old, staring into a case and having some guy convince me it's a Gemman card. It was probably like a 2, right? But it brings me back to that stage in life, and it is meaningful. When I think of what concerns me about, and I go back, I paid the F company a compliment and how I think they've innovated, and that helps everyone. I think that creates positive competition in sort of I don't know how to put it, the license wars, right, that have gone on. Something that's really bothered me is that, and this is not an Upper Deck thing. This is sort of what happened with like Victor Wembanyama, big basketball rookies, where we have companies that are competing, but in a way that I think harms the collector. So if I am a Spurs fan and there's a generational rookie, I can't get a licensed autograph card. It will never happen. Rookie card of that player, and I don't know how to prevent that. I think we all worry about sort of the impact of.
You said licensing wars. I think you said that.
So there's 2 pieces to that. So one of the, I would say, pet peeves I have is how loosely the term innovation gets thrown around in this industry.
Fair.
It seems like everybody calls everything an innovation now, and I will maintain very vehemently that every major innovation that's happened in this industry came from Upper Deck. First patch card, Upper Deck. First game use card, Upper Deck. First autograph card, so Upper Deck. Now, there are tweaks and there are variations to those.
Iterations versus innovations, what you're talking about. Right. Okay, I get that.
EPAC, massive innovation, right? Every massive innovation in this industry has come from Upper Deck. There are iterations, there are variations, but everything comes off of something.
Okay. So I thank you. I think you're accurate in clarifying. What we've seen in other sports, though, is that, and I don't know the answers. This is not an accusation. I'm hoping to clarify that there seems to be great partnership between leagues and the manufacturers. It's almost like the leagues are kind of getting it now. It's like, oh, like we have the, you know, by putting a patch on a jersey and facilitating the logistics of getting that patch in a game, and then taking that patch off, getting it on a card, that sort of thing.
So let's go back to what you said is this this war on the autographs thing. And what people, again, don't realize and have failed to miss is go back and look at the 50s. So there was a massive war between Topps and Bowman signing exclusives in the 50s.
Oh shit! I didn't know that. Yeah, that's cool.
So if you go back and you look, there was this massive war where Topps was signing baseball players exclusive, and Bowman was. So if you look at those sets, there are players that are in one set but not the other.
In the 50s.
In the 50s. What the hell? So this goes back further than anybody realizes, and eventually Topps buys Bowman. Because everybody thinks this war about signing exclusive deals with players is new.
Oh,
It's not. It's basically existed since the beginning of trading cards. And it's never, I can guarantee you, it will never go away.
I'm nervous about
But the collector doesn't win in that scenario.
Collector doesn't win.
But aren't you like the F team is like they hover? Don't they like hover around? Like who'd they sign? The college kid, McKenna?
Yeah.
Yeah, that scared the shit out of me. I was like, oh my god. And I'm like, no, they won't let that like that cannot happen.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
Again, I'm not going to speak to it. But
Yeah,
it'll be fine.
Okay, it's good. That's all I wanted.
I can sleep tonight.
But the reality is even in our industry, there was a period of time where Eichel signed an exclusive deal.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Kratzoff and Sorokin signed exclusive
Ilya
deals.
did? No kidding.
So there's been times where
Kako, right? He did the-
Kako, that's who I'm thinking of, Kako and Kratzoff, I think.
Yeah.
They signed exclusive deals with, a company. It happens.
Okay.
It happens. And we've done exclusive deals with basketball players over the years.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
He might. I've heard of him. Yeah.
So that one's a little different because that relationship dates back 30 years.
Yeah, that's
37
fair.
years. So that's a little different, but it's never going to go away. It's never going to go away. And especially there's a lot of new smaller companies, and those companies are going to try to make a splash at some
They'll throw
point.
big money at something.
And they're going to want to sign somebody that puts them on the map. One of the ones I always go back to that, again, everybody forgets about is 1992. There was a Heisman Trophy winner that played for Notre Dame
Rocket Ishmael.
by the name of Rocket
Oh,
Ishmael.
the Argonaut. Yeah.
He ended up going to Toronto, and he signed an exclusive deal with a trading card company called AW. And then the same thing happened with Desmond Howard. Desmond Howard ended up going to the Redskins, and he went to the NFL, but he signed an exclusive deal with AW as well.
Okay.
And now you had two really impactful football players that didn't have Upper Deck, Topps, Fleer, Stadium Club, all that stuff. They had deals with AW. The history of the industry, again, these things get forgotten over time. I mean, this has existed forever. My favorite one, and again, I was working in the shop at the time, one that everybody forgets, Classic signed an exclusive deal with Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah. Remember that?
That was
Right.
an awesome card.
And for 6 months into his career in the NBA, he couldn't have NBA cards. And that's what developed the
Shaquille O'Neal.
O'Neal. The Upper Deck trade card, if you remember the basketball trade card, was because Upper Deck didn't get rights to Shaquille O'Neal till I believe January 1st that year because Classic had an exclusive deal with them that prevented it.
How ahead of this do you have to be? Like you have that's something we never talk about. Like you have, I don't know the terminology, business people that contact athletes quickly and agents, and that's got to be a whole different thing, right? Like that's a.
But this has gone on from the beginning of the time. People just don't realize it. The wars in the 50s is fascinating to read about. Like if you can find some of the reading on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was ugly.
They're ferocious.
It was ferocious.
So going back to the 50s there, so the Topps buying Bowman thing, have you seen like Panini Prime and Panini Contenders cards? They're pretty cool. I heard Panini might be for sale.
Those rumors happen every 4 years, typically around the World Cup.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, if you go back and you look, like it's literally every 4 years. So, in Europe, they report their earnings. And then all of a sudden, typically after a World Cup year.
And next summer's World Cup again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's nothing new. It's nothing exciting. It's a lot of people, again, that don't know the history that get really excited because it's a headline. And then you had some people that misreported.
Do you ponder it?
Ponder buying Panini? Not really.
No, eh?
They do have some good IP. I mean, let's just be.
They've done a good job with building those brands. I mean, if you go back 10, 15 years ago, they didn't have any substantial brands. They've really built up a lot of those brands over the last 15 years. I mean, that team deserves a lot of credit.
Uh-huh.
We have a pretty good portfolio of brands,
do.
and the amount that it would cost to acquire those brands.
Well, then you'd almost have to like cull a bunch of their brands and a bunch of your brands in order to, kind of create that. But one thing they have that high, and I'm not just talking about like product brands, but they have like, another sort of, it's not a complaint, but a sort of wish that people have is sort of like what more of a direct equivalent to like a Kaboom or Downtown in hockey.
But see, I take issue with that. The Fanimations came before those. It's just they didn't get the hype and the speculation that those got. Again, if you look at a lot of this stuff,
The difference though is this tech is that as much as Fanimation is beloved, and I'm not going to argue that, but it's a canvas kind of card, right? And so it's a little more muted in design because it's just the theme of the card versus having more of the
Like foil?
well, almost the outburst is maybe I would say a closer equivalent.
it's just a rainbow foil card. I mean, it's just like
but
this.
it's an amazing design.
It's amazing because a bunch of people got excited about it and said it was amazing. Like it's look, a lot of this stuff in this industry is very much can be groupthink,
Of course.
right? And for whatever reason, again, because if you go back to early 2010s when the Fanimations were brought back, like some of those early ones were cityscapes, just like
The first year was
downtowns.
the best.
Just like the downtowns. I mean, it's basically a riff off of our cards.
Yeah.
Just because it was basketball versus hockey, they exploded. Look, I got a million of these, Josh. Like all these things that everybody thinks are like these revolutionary stuff. A lot of it came.
Stump the Jason.
They were derivatives of Upper Deck cards.
Yeah.
Your legal team, why do they not like the word legend?
You guys have already covered this. I'm not covering.
We did?
Yeah. We know the answer.
No, I understand that, but because
It's not their legal team. It's somebody else told them that they.
No, is it the Hockey Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Is that that's real?
Yes.
So someone from their organization, I just didn't believe it. I'm like, someone reached out and said, "Be careful using that word."
No, they actually have it trademarked for trading cards. Yeah.
Isn't that a little bonkers?
Kind of.
That maybe.
Well, so this is one of the issues. So just like trademarks, copyrights,
We're not going to get sued now, are we?
juries. Look, they're all human.
Yeah.
And there's somebody that makes a determination whether something can be protected or not. If you gave that term to somebody today, they may say you can't protect it. But whoever approved that application said, yes, you can protect this. This is your,
Did that happen though?
a long time ago.
But obviously, that word has been used many times by all the
Well,
companies.
but obviously a letter was sent.
Somewhat recently, because it seems like that was a very recent thing that was.
Yeah, it was nervous. Like, what's the nervousness? Like,
Well, look, I don't think there is nervousness per se because we have a very strong relationship with the Hall of Fame. And if the
Okay.
team really wants to use it, they could. They
So-
got to get approval on it, but they could.
okay.
Yeah.
But, they don't, a lot of times they don't want to have to go get approval on this stuff
This is another obstacle.
So they have gotten approval.
in the past.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like that name might not ever get used again. They
Because
just have
that
to
just
get-
does, like, legends looks better than greats. Like it's just.
I think that's subjective, Phil.
I think it's objective. I think it's objective.
I think it's great.
Oh God. All right.
All right, so we got all this serious conversation, so I got to give you some more product to break. I'm going to admit I had a little fun with this. I brought some of the all-star favorites of the group here.
Really?
Yep.
We're going to give away a box of Synergy I know you guys can't wait for me to open it. I'm so excited.
Based on our last show with Phil, I don't think he picked up any boxes of Synergy. Boy, I had to laugh at that one. Not a fan. Okay, so does this change your mind at all about Synergy, Phil?
No, not at all.
Naturally going to be products that you're just going to say, nope, not for me. Figuring that the reviews on Synergy weren't going to be super hot.
Chad, I know they're probably waiting. Well, who's waiting for Synergy?
I know you guys love Synergy, can't stop talking about Synergy. So, hey, well, I figured I'd bring some Synergy.
What are you most excited about for the future of your company?
Well, and let me say this before I answer that question. Look, part of the reason I want to bring this to you guys are going to do an amazing thing next week or tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give away a lot of products, so I thought it was only appropriate to bring you guys some product.
Thanks.
This is you guys' opportunity to get some product and some reward for all the work that you guys are going to do.
Thank
together.
you.
What am I excited most about?
Yeah, what does the future hold for us? We're a team here. Gongshow and Jason.
Pretty massive stuff that is going to get announced in a few months.
Really?
Yeah. That I think you guys will be really excited about.
Okay.
So,
Got my baby. So all I want anytime I open a box of cards is just a card from my personal collection, and I got it. Go wrong.
Well,
Yeah.
So you can put it in your.
Top Loader Banner Gang. We're starting a gang, but for like
is that on the merch store?
not yet.
Got to go on the merch store.
Not yet. No, that's my
Got to go on the Gongshow merch store.
that's my project. I know, Dave. That's a horrible T-shirt.
I thought it was some like LA gang thing.
Yeah, I know. East LA, right? Some.
It is a gang.
It's a top loader binder gang. Yeah, I know.
Do you have a PC? Like, is there a certain player that you've always loved?
I try not to get deep into Upper Deck products because I think it would look weird.
Yeah, I got that.
Old cards, maybe? Do you like old?
Yeah, they're
I
like
have
when you were a
some weird
kid.
old stuff that I get.
Yeah,
So
got O'Reilly.
I've gone back and bought some older stuff. The story I always tell is when I was a kid,
That's awesome.
my prized possession was I had a Lemieux O-Pee-Chee rookie, and one of my friends stole it and sold it to the.
Phil, it was Phil, wasn't it?
Judas. It was. I'm not a thief. Never have been.
So a couple years ago, I finally replaced that card in my collection.
Nice.
Good.
And
That must felt good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Holy cow, 2 numbered cards on blue.
What a jerk, eh? Like that.
because as a
nuts.
kid, like it was a super valuable card. Like
Yeah,
I didn't
man.
have
Oh, yeah, of
money
course.
to replace it, right? Like I just.
That's a lot of newspapers I'd have to deliver.
Balancing the like tributes and retros. And having just enough but not too much. Like to me, when I'm kind of happy in a way that the easiest example would be the PMGs. Like they just got too much.
Yeah, so one of the most frustrating things to me is when I listen to one of your guys' shows and you basically say the same thing I just said in a meeting like 2 weeks before. So, yes, I had a very interesting rampage about the number of retro designs that were going into products. Yes, that happened.
Yeah.
It got out of control.
There was a lot.
So what happens is with any one concept, and I can talk about a whole bunch of them, is especially when you have multiple people working on sets, is that while they talk to each other a lot, they don't talk about all the content in every set. So, if you guys are all building sets, you put a couple of retro designs in your product.
Yeah.
You put a couple of retro designs in your product.
Some are gonna sneak
You put a
through,
couple
yeah.
all of a sudden, every set has retro designs because nobody's really keeping track of all of it.
Yeah.
And it was a very enlightening thing where we sat down and I said, okay, guys, like, let's look at every retro design. And everybody went, oh my God.
There's 23 Paul Coffees. Why? Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that happens when you have multiple people. So there's a lot of benefits you got when you have multiple people building sets, coming up with new ideas. And as the team, as you guys have learned, is we actually like to rotate people in
Yes.
sets so you have fresh ideas as well. But the downside is that not everybody
You get a little
has
siloed,
visibility.
right?
Yeah.
And
And then you get all of a sudden you get all this repetitive stuff in all the sets and it gets out of control because
Yeah.
people aren't paying attention to it. So yeah.
if you think of like the monetary value of the PMG brand, it has to be really significant. I mean, that's like a meaningful asset of intellectual property, and you almost have to have a conservator of that, right? And I'm not even like, as me the collector, but even like my business hat on, just the monetary value of that, like protecting it. Now it's kind of good because I've been able to buy that it's like that there has been a pullback there, and I think that that's
Thank you.
really healthy. The other trend that I've noticed is that because I do the checklist, and so I have to sit and I go through every card in the spreadsheet, and there's a it's mind-numbing at times, but there's a benefit to that. And it's like I feel like that the sets are getting tighter is maybe the word I would use, just more focused or consolidated as far as like, you know, like maybe
Not so loosey-goosey?
like maybe like not having a jersey swatch parallel in every single set, and in that there's almost like more of an identity thing. Has that been something very conscious on your guys' part?
And you're going to see that continue to develop because again, these guys are building sets like 2 years out. So you're going to see going into 25, 26, and 26, 27, you're going to see even more of, I would say, individualized personalities for a lot of this.
How do you shorten that?
If you continue to demand hard signed cards, forget it.
Oh,
You being someone who knows, you know, pretty much most of the cards that are in the sets.
Well, be careful with that.
Okay. If you were to maybe pick maybe your top 2 or 3 of your favorite like short printed cards that people don't really recognize or know about.
Oh, good
what
question, yeah.
Hidden Gems by Jason Mashera.
I typically go back into history and look for those cards. So I'll give you an example. Early 2000s SPX winning materials they're not particularly rare, but all the cards, like there's a who's who of like Hall of Famers, and they each have 2 different types of game used material on them. So they'll have puck and jersey, it'll have stick and jersey, and you can get like I bought a Patrick Waugh dual game used material for $12. I've been falling in love again with like the 96, 97, 97, 98 original UD game jersey. I've been going back and looking at some of the McDonald's cards that we did. So, I mean, it's weird how certain things hit my fancy at different times, and usually they are. I look for the stuff that maybe is underappreciated, whether they're rare or not. Okay, so
okay, next one.
You gotta pass out the next one.
Oh, Jesus,
Ooh,
there's
this is
more.
like
This is
Santa
phenomenal,
Claus.
yeah.
This is the murderer's row of your guys' favorite
All
stuff.
right.
You could get just murdered.
I'd have a lot of trouble buying a box of this.
And it's a sticker auto. Come on, man. Why is it a sticker?
We've been pretty vocal over the last few shows that
I hate how you.
I know, he's got us nailed. He's got us figured out.
I'm not comfortable opening this in front of you.
I will. I'm looking for.
I don't feel good. I need some Pepto and an apple. Oh, you have another box?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I keep packing.
How big is that bag? It's true. Okay, so what have we hated? I only thought he'd catch me on Black
I
Diamond.
love that comment. Somebody bought receipts. I like
Oh
that.
yeah.
it's game used, you know, like apparently I didn't know, but it is game used rookie material. Limited logos for rookies are game used materials, or I guess I learned that because apparently I'm dumb. And this is we're showing a patch auto. But again, it's kind of got that sticker area.
Yeah, and the patch is small.
Patch is small.
Guess they're not hiring me anytime soon.
Game used as well. Looks like sticker autos on these.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be awesome if every card in game used was game used?
Because it's not game used, it's game used.
Well, I make fun of sticker autos a lot. I make fun of Billy a lot, but I don't think Billy would fit. Gotta be game used, 100%. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh my God!
This myth. There's this myth that
Not a myth. No.
Well, what are those banners from?
So they're banners that are hung up around the rink
Okay.
at the Winter Classic. So one of the again, right or wrong, love them or hate them, one of the things that the team is always coming up with is like, how do we introduce new things, new materials? So literally, the team will look at what's going on at the arena or the stadium and just say, grab that, grab that, grab that. So one of the things at the Winter Classic is they'll put up banners, they'll put up commemorative signs or
Something unique
logos.
to that event.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
unique to that event. And we'll just say, hey, that's cool. Can we cut it up? Yeah, we can cut it up. Let's put it in a card.
We should do a rug.
I like the rug.
Well, it was a one and done, or
O-Pee stood on that after he. Right? With Wayne. With Wayne.
it's subjective.
With Wayne.
What do we always say about the hobby?
That I don't remember.
Structure.
No. Well, thank you for doing this.
that's
You
awesome.
did not have to bring these boxes, but we appreciate it. We had fun. This is how we spend.
Yeah, this is what we do twice a year.
What you and your company have had a part to do with this, but I love cards. It brings me back to my childhood. But every person in this room I've met here in Toronto at this event because of the cards, right? And that's why we're doing Rip Party tomorrow to give back, because this hobby has given us so much. Because it is a commitment to get here. It's a commitment for you, for anybody, especially if you're coming from America, to kind of bring the vibes of Toronto to everyone around the world, even if you weren't able to be here. So from us and from me, thank you so much for your support of Rip Party. It means the world to us, and it's the most important thing we do by far. And we spend 6 months, it's like trying to make the best night for the hobby.
Are you coming tomorrow?
No.
This is my Rip Party because I'm giving back to you guys. And look, what you guys are doing tomorrow is really cool. And again, I wanted to give back to you guys for supporting the community by giving you a bunch of products that you hate. I do have one more thing I want to talk about.
Oh no.
So, again, a lot of talk about whether I'm a real collector or not.
There's no. Okay.
So I did bring a card from my personal collection.
Oh, nice.
That I'd actually like Phil to babysit for a while.
What does that mean?
Please tell me you're not the Matthews collector. Please tell me you're not the Matthews.
No, I pulled this card out of my closet.
Oh.
And I thought, So here's the deal, Phil.
Okay.
You can hold on to this card until you find your own.
11 boxes left.
I got one at home too.
So I have 12 boxes left.
You have one box or one of
a
these?
box.
So I'm 5 cases and 12 boxes purchased, and I've not found one yet.
Yeah, we ripped 3 cases.
Yeah, I
here
brought them to
last
here.
spring.
These guys are like, oh, thanks, Phil, thanks. One box in, they're like, I don't want to open it. So I will keep looking.
So
You're very serious?
You're going to babysit that one, so you can feel good.
Thank you.
Sit with your own.
I will, and then we'll have to meet up again, and I'll have to give it back.
Or rip some more. Yeah, look, I guess we can hang out with these guys.
That card is